Hi, everybody. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. My name is Zandashé. I'm the Artist Engagement and Programming Manager for the New Orleans Film Society. And thank you for joining this panel on Louisiana tax incentives. Also, a special thank you to Louisiana Entertainment for their generous support of this program. We are in for a discussion with Chris Stelly, or presentation, I should say. Chris Stelly is the Executive Group Director of Louisiana Entertainment, a division of Louisiana Economic Development. And it'll be about the current state of the Louisiana film industry. So after the presentation, we will have a little bit of time for the Q&A for those of you who are in the audience today. If you have any questions at any point throughout the presentation, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and we will have time for those questions to be answered later on. This will also be recorded, so if there's someone you know who would find this information useful, they'll have access to it later on throughout the festival. Well, without further ado, I will go ahead and pass it over to you, Chris, to get our presentation started.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Zandashé. It's great to be here. I love what you guys are doing over there at the New Orleans Film Festival. Can't wait for the day so we can all get back in person. So I'm not talking to myself here on the screen, but like Zandashé said, I'm going to give a little presentation on the current state of the incentives and give you a little bit of insight as to what we do here in Louisiana Entertainment. By way of introduction, we are a division of Louisiana Economic Development, and our primary mission is to create job opportunities for Louisiana residents. So as we're working through, of course, the pandemic and then Hurricane Ida, addressing all of those needs that film production may have, we put together a little presentation. My colleague Monica Champagne is on the Zoom presentation as well. So if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to, like Zandashé said, email her or text her or chat with her, and she'll pass them on to me and I'll address them as we're going along here. And there'll be enough time at the end for me to answer any questions. So without any further ado, let me get my technology stuff working here to share the screen. And Zandashé, can everyone see?
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. So we'll play it from the start here. All right. So that's a little bit about what we do. We're Louisiana Entertainment, and we serve the entire state of Louisiana, and we primarily administer 4 incentive programs that are geared specifically towards the entertainment-based industries. Of course, there's the motion picture production program, which we'll get into a little bit later, but we also do digital interactive media and software development, where we give up to 25%. And we're really trying to build a strong ecosystem of not only video game development, but traditional software development as well. We work with companies like Electronic Arts, EA here in Baton Rouge, DXC down in New Orleans. We've got CGI out in Lafayette. So we're really trying to focus this particular program, again, primarily to create jobs for Louisiana residents, but also to diversify our economy, building on Louisiana's strengths, building on what we've done historically really well, and really use these 4 incentives very holistically at not only attracting feature films from, let's say, the Disney company or Netflix, but really the entire spectrum. We want to go after Disney's video games. We want to go after Disney's live performances. We want them to come in and record their soundtracks here as well. So a lot of what we do is just that, promoting the state as the place to do business. And of course, we have our sound recording program and our live production program as well. So the film program, most of you guys hopefully are aware of what we do. In 2017, we went in and did a major revision and really set the course for the future to really accomplish 4 major initiatives that the governor wanted us to accomplish. 1, create a reliable tax incentive that's predictable, not only for the people utilizing the program, but also for our taxpayers and our legislative leadership, so that they know exactly what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be spending in the given fiscal year. We also wanted to provide more opportunities for expansion outside of New Orleans. We really wanted this and want this and continue to work at making this a statewide program. Some of the things that we've done encourage production not only to base their production offices outside of New Orleans, but also film outside of New Orleans. But again, New Orleans is the epicenter of everything that we do in film and gets the dragon share of productions in the state. He also wanted us to create a system that provided longer term sustainability. And we'll get more into that when we talk about our QEC program, our Qualified Entertainment Company program. And fourth and more important, we really wanted to focus this program on creating education, workforce training opportunities for our young filmmakers. And again, we'll get into that more and more, but we really wanted to focus this program on providing more to the state of Louisiana, more jobs for Louisiana residents, more investment opportunities for Louisiana companies, more education and workforce training opportunities overall. So the current production program provides up to a 40% tax credit. It's going to be based upon what you spend in the state of Louisiana. It's really a no-brainer. You come in, you buy something or rent something from a Louisiana company, and you hire a Louisiana resident, your benefit is going to be maximized. You get an additional 15% again for using in-state resident labor. You get an additional 10% for creating a production that's based on a screenplay written by a Louisiana resident. Again, we wanted to provide more opportunities for our content creators, and that's one way that we do it. So if a Netflix or a Disney or a Warner Brothers or whoever wants to invest in a Louisiana written screenplay, then we provide an additional 10% on top of the base of 25%. That additional 5% again for productions that occur outside the New Orleans metro statistical area. A lot of support from the New Orleans filmmaking community to make that happen back in 2017. And, it's allowed productions like Crater to base here in Baton Rouge, and we've got some activities up in Shreveport. So the more we can expand our base of operations and the more communities that we can get involved here in the state of Louisiana, then I think it'll benefit, again, all corners of this state. The credits are no longer transferable, but again, providing that reliability, a production company knows that what they're going to get on the back end is a net of 88%. We do now collect a 2% transfer fee. So anytime a credit is transferred back to the state of Louisiana, we receive 75% of that 2%, which again goes to some really great things that we're doing with our Entertainment Development Fund. More on that later, of course. Just a little bit about the economic impact over the past 4 years. So every 2 years, we're required by law to provide an economic impact study to our legislature. And the latest impact study showed, 429 million in direct spending, almost 430 million in direct spending in the state of Louisiana, with that payroll number at 157. You'll see that slight increase in 2019 and a slight dip in 2020. Of course, that's probably, and time will tell, that's probably a direct correlation to the slowdown that COVID created for us when the industry essentially shut down for 6 to 8 months here in Louisiana and around the world. So COVID not only impacted Louisiana, but it certainly impacted everywhere that production was occurring, from Louisiana to Georgia into Europe. A few of the highlights of TV series. One of the things that we also did in 2017 was really try to look at where the industry was trending, where those trends were. And of course, at that time, we felt that it was in scripted episodic series. So we will provide what we've termed an initial, a super certification letter that will give a TV series the opportunity for 5 years worth of spending, along with an increase in the amount of credits that they can receive. A typical production in Louisiana, a feature film, for example, will only be able to receive up to 20 million in credits. A TV series, for example, will be able to receive up to 25 million. And that's really ramped us up into providing a making the decision making process a lot easier for the studios or the streamers. And it's really turned the focus to Louisiana from those streaming services like Disney Plus, where you see The Secrets of Sulphur Springs, Queen Sugar, Leverage, and things like that. So we really kind of hit our stride as far as scripted episodics go. Currently, we're certainly feeling that motion picture production activities are at an all-time high. We currently have 15 projects working in the state right now. Another record-breaking year in 2021, and I can tell you right now, just from the calls that we fielded in the past couple of weeks, there's a lot more lining up for the start of 2022. So we're really excited about the opportunities for the state that these productions present, and we're looking for some long-term successes with some of these TV shows. I mean, the folks at AMC are talking about Interview with the Vampire being the next, and I quote them, the next Walking Dead. So we're really excited about a lot of these series that will provide not only long-term potential, but also longer stretches of employment and longer stays in the state of Louisiana, to where they become part of the fabric of our communities, and they give a lot to the local communities, and it's really exciting. NCIS New Orleans was the longest running series at seven seasons. They were all in our communities locally. They shot in New Orleans primarily, but they also expanded outside to other areas of the state like Baton Rouge and Ascension Parish and things like that. But what's most remarkable about that production was that they were so heavily involved in charitable institutions and providing, opportunities for nonprofits in our area. So very exciting on that front as to what these productions will give back. Um, so the Entertainment Development Fund, like I mentioned earlier, 75% of this 2% transfer fee will come back to the Department of Economic Development, where we've developed rules in late 2020 and started administering this fund, which has really primarily been geared towards education and workforce development opportunities. Our first announced project or recipient of this award was Novak, in partnership with the IATSE, the local 478, which of course governs below the line workers here in Louisiana, to provide some immediate workforce training. Novak is one of our longest standing, if not the longest standing nonprofit that's been training in the entertainment arts since the 1980s, I believe, if my memory serves me well. But that was our first one. It's going really well. We've been able to do 3 or 4 classes so far under that. That's to address immediate workforce needs. We've partnered with Prize Foundation, which has expanded their offerings from Shreveport, Louisiana, into the southern part of our state and all areas of our state. In fact, with their award, they have been able to expand not only to content creators in the state, but really focus on education and developing our young filmmakers at the middle school and high school levels. We announced one with the Cool Cooperative that's able to help that organization. We've got a couple of more in the hopper. We announced recently a longer focused opportunity here at LSU in Baton Rouge, where LSU will be able to establish a program in training digital filmmakers. So utilizing the same technology that was utilized on The Mandalorian, they're building a facility, or using a facility on campus to outfit it with some of the latest, greatest technology, where there'll be huge LED screens on the walls and things like that, and they'll be able to ship the locations in. It's really exciting. It's really cutting edge. It's, to my knowledge, the only major university that is gearing towards educating in that particular form of filmmaking. We recently announced also a Digital Media Institute, which is expanding its operations. It's a private organization that's really focused on visual effects and animation training, and they've expanded from Shreveport into Northwestern State University in Natchitoches and into Nunez Community College, and I believe Loyola. We're on the cusp of making another announcement, so pay attention to the news cycle tomorrow. We should have some exciting things with a university down in New Orleans that we're excited to partner with. Again, refocusing the success of this program into providing more and greater opportunities for Louisiana residents, for our young people to be trained at our institutions of higher education, for our middle and high school students as well to be trained on the latest cutting edge technologies, which will ultimately lead to a self-sustaining industry. So I mentioned earlier the Novak in-person training. Oops. I'll go back. Let me go back. Sorry about that, guys. I got a little too excited with the button. So they did a film industry 101, art department. They did Grip and Electric both in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. This fund really gives us the opportunity to employ much needed dollars quickly, efficiently, and to focus on things that are needed immediately to address the influx of production here in Louisiana. Let me see if I can access. Okay, excellent. And again, just some highlight of the folks that we've partnered with to provide some of these grant opportunities. If there's any educational opportunity, I'll be happy to share the rules. We are working on a nifty new website that the Entertainment Development Fund will be front and center on. And again, I'll share my contact information with everyone at the end of the program. And the folks at the New Orleans Film Festival have my contact information as well. I'm happy to engage with anyone who's interested in anything that I'm saying. So shoot, sorry about that. Getting a little out of hand. Partnerships, again, everything that we do is really seeking opportunities with not only folks at the New Orleans Film Festival or Novak, but our educational partnerships, right? We've got partnerships in almost every, if not every, major university and community and technical college. It's one of the things that we've really been able to focus on a lot lately, because again, you want these educational partnerships so that we can build and create better filmmakers. We can train better filmmakers. So everything that we're doing is shifting that focus from providing good jobs, but also providing the workforce needed to fill these good jobs. And we've been quite successful at that. Again, qualified entertainment company, another aspect of the revamped incentives from 2017 that we are out pitching companies to set up shop in Louisiana and hire Louisiana residents. We created this QEC program to do just that. You get a 15% credit for each job whose payroll is equal to $45,000 a year up to $66,000. And if you're over $66,000 to $200,000, you get 20%. So really, this is a company-based incentive. It's based on annual W-2 wages created by the company, and a really relatively low threshold of entry with 5 new jobs must be created. So it's enabled us to attract companies like Crafty Apes, which is a visual effects company here in Louisiana. What's unique about this program is that we can give the company up to 5 years with a potential 5-year renewal. So really gives the company some understanding of how long this incentive will be around for them, and really gives them that opportunity. A 10-year commitment from the state is a pretty solid commitment for any company that's engaged, in the support services and the development or distribution of audiovisual or both entertainment products for the public consumption. Back when we were assessing what we needed to do, it was important for us to we do film production itself so very good here. In fact, we lead the nation, or we were a standard bearer for the nation, and 40 some odd other states have mimicked what we've done over the course of time. But this was a unique opportunity coupled with the Entertainment Development Fund that, really puts Louisiana and sets us up for longer term future success in this industry. just a small video about what we've done over the past few years.
Damn this book.
You're crying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Is that what you wearing today?
Yeah, why?
Oh, nothing. It's a good choice. Come on, let's go.
That was just a little, scratching the surface of some of our most recent successes, some projects that we're very proud of, some projects that you probably recognize from screening at past New Orleans film festivals. Some of the things that are coming up soon, you see Adam Driver in 65, Deepwater with, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on Ben Affleck's name right now. National Champions, Home Team, of course, which is about Sean Payton and his time away from football when he was suspended for a little bit of time. But we also have the Where the Crawdad Sings, which is, of course, a recognized title. Very exciting project. In my opinion, any film with the title Crawdads or Crawfish should be filmed in Louisiana, if I'm giving you my honest opinion. This is our group. Again, we're here. I'll be happy to share my contact information with you guys, which is right there on the screen. Feel free to email me or anyone within our team. Those of you that have accessed the film program have probably dealt a lot with Stephen, Amanda, and Oscar. Monica is listening in on our conversation today, so we're all here to help you. We're here to answer any questions that you may have, and I appreciate your time with that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now and go back to the questions that were asked. If I can get this to stay here. Let's see something here. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. So with that being said, I've got a few questions. When does the program sunset, and when will we know if there's an extension? Well, current legislation sunsets July 1 of 2025. However, it is a review sunset period. What that means is that the way the legislation has been crafted, it says that my office simply cannot issue credits on projects for applications that we received on or after July 1 of 2025. Any application that we received before that date, we're going to process according to state law, and LDR will continue to, again, recognize the credits that are received within the confines of state law. When will we know if there's an extension? there was a bill that made it through both the Senate and made it to the House floor this past session, 2021. The next opportunity will be the session in 2023. So we will see if there's any bills filed to extend that. I anticipate that there will be. And like every year, we'll be there to provide information to the legislature as they need. The second question: what can independent filmmakers do who may not be at the budget level to take advantage of their tax credits to prepare for their first qualifying production? Excellent question. Thank you for asking that. As you guys are making your films, there's it's a good opportunity to assess if the program is going to work for you. We currently set for any project that's based on a screenplay created by Louisiana residents, we set a $50,000 minimum spend threshold. So we are doing things to lower that opportunity. Sometimes it just depends a lot upon your budget, if it's going to be worth you coming to our office for the incentive program. Again, 50,000 is the minimum that the legislature has set. But if we look at all these other things that we do for our local filmmakers, like supporting organizations like the New Orleans Film Festival, providing workforce training and things like that, through these different organizations, there's different ways to piece it together. We have looked and are continuing to look towards other opportunities. I mean, I feel that some of these things that we do for our local filmmakers, the $50,000 lower threshold, the additional 10%, et cetera, are ways that we help provide you access to capital so that you can get to that budget threshold. But if you have any other questions on that, we're here to answer them and help you through this process. The third question: how does Louisiana Entertainment market the tax credit program, and how can I have my work as a Louisiana filmmaker featured in your marketing materials? Excellent question. Just reach out to me, and we'll look at your submission, and we'll look at your stuff. If we can get clearances, we are in the development of a new website that is really going to focus on. It's going to be more visual rather than information based. So a lot of the things that we'll be looking for. So it's a great opportunity for me to connect with you, whoever asked that question. Zandashé, if you could please have them email me directly so that I can connect them with Monica and we can start looking at that. But what our next goal with our new website is, like I said, going to be visually based and promoting all of our great content creators. So we'll be reaching out to folks in the industry. You get testimonies, and to get materials just like this, we're constantly looking for video assets. So if you're willing to give it to us, we'll happily accept it. And I think that wraps up the questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Chris, for that presentation and for taking those questions. I know for a lot of local independent filmmakers, especially the tax incentives and everything behind it can be very intimidating. So this is a great first step in familiarizing yourself with that terminology and the people who are on the scenes working with it. So thank you so much again for your time and for being generous enough to provide your email and contact information. And to those watching this, whether live or in a recording, please do take him up on that offer and reach out if you have questions.
Absolutely. Yep. Happy to do. Great questions, everyone. Thank you for the time this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. It's almost 4 o'clock. But appreciate it. Like I said, we're here for you guys. I can't stress that enough. My office has an open door policy. Again, reach out to us, schedule an appointment. We're happy to do a call back. We're happy to get on Zoom. We're happy to do whatever it takes to help you guys out in navigating these waters. But again, you guys are our future, and we're really, working to do things to benefit you, our local content creators.
You heard him. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you to everyone joining. We hope you continue to enjoy the last week of our virtual festival going through November 21st. And after that, we'll see you next year. Thanks for tuning in.